What's up, everyone? Welcome to Parallel Lives Podcast. It's your girls, Dejah, Imani, here, coming at you live with another one. Dejah, where are you tuning in from today?
I think this is the my new spot every Thursday. The little
Hey.
ice cream shop. I am having my little avocado, trying cinnamon with it this time. And I don't think I really like the cinnamon with the coffee. I like my flavor last week. But I'm gonna keep
Period.
coming back and we gonna see till I perfect it.
What was the flavor you got last week?
It was the baklava.
Oh, I remember. Okay, yeah. So this
They had
morning,
a tres leches. It was so good though. So good. I should just got the tres leches. I should just got the tres
how
leches
you know
flavor.
it was good?
Because I tried a sample of it. But like I didn't try with the espresso shot, but like I don't really do too much caramel, but something about that was like perfect.
I love me some
Perfect.
caramel. Don't play. I didn't know that Tres Leche had caramel in it. Period.
It's the dulce de leche. So dulce de leche is
Oh,
kind of like a
okay.
caramel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. All right. What flavor did you end up getting? Just
Cinnamon.
so the ice cream is cinnamon? Oh,
Yeah. With the
wow.
espresso shop. It's not bad because, like, I don't mind cinnamon with coffee, but like, I wanted more.
Yeah. Yeah, it just didn't it
This,
didn't hit the spot. Yeah, I know what you mean. I feel you.
exactly.
That's
That's how I'm
relatable.
feeling.
I apologize everyone in advance for how congested I sound. I am congested. Tis the season over here in South Carolina. It's fucking the spring has
It got her ass.
motherfucking it finally did, bro. I'm looking at Taylor like a kiki damn, could it be me? This week, bro. At night, I take like 2 Benadryls to the fucking head. I wake up, I take a fucking Dayquil to like get the cold symptoms chill, and then by noon, I'm taking 2 severe allergy things, and I'm telling you, I'm sitting here still feeling like can't fucking breathe, bro. This morning, I'm not even joking. I couldn't fucking breathe. I was like, this is crazy. This is fucking
That's
crazy.
scary.
And it's so
Yeah.
disrespectful too because like the weather is perfect. Like it is like the wind is like cool, but the sun is warm. It's like perfect spring weather. And I can't enjoy it because I go out there for 2 seconds and I come back inside like it fucking can't exist. Like it's terrible. But through this I did discover a green tea that has elderberry in it. I didn't know elderberry was so fucking good. If someone had
Yeah.
told me sooner, I would have been on this shit. It tastes, whenever I make like blueberry compote, it tastes like that. That is,
Yeah.
it's delicious. I can't get enough of this tea. I can't get enough of this shit. It's great. So,
Elderberry is really good too. That's what they have people take during the winter time. Like to
mm-hmm.
help fight off like colds and shit.
Yes,
Wonder if that helps
yeah.
with friggin' what is this called? Allergies and stuff.
Well, it's great for like immune support and stuff like that because when my allergies are really bad, I'll get cold-like symptoms. So I'm hoping it'll help combat that. Also, the one that I got, they have 100% of the daily vitamin C intake that I need. So like I'm pretty much set on vitamin C for the day after having one, which is great in this season. Cause the weather is hot, cold, and Taylor works with kids, so it makes the most amount of sense.
Yeah, we ain't trying to get sick out here. I'm
Ooh,
really trying. I ain't even gonna say the words. I ain't gonna say the words because I got a few more months till it's nice outside, so I'm gonna stay quiet. But I've
that,
been.
that's me this week. I was like, I'm not even gonna call this that. I'm just gonna say I feel bleh. Like I just feel like a little icky. That's it. That's it.
But yeah, my excuse has been I've just been smoking too much. That little cough that be getting me when I'm walking in the winter, like the wind, because it's been so windy. I'd be like, "Ugh," and I'm like, ooh. I'm like, no, I just smoke too much.
Yo, I know where that's so crazy. That's crazy. Oh shit, that's hilarious. But okay,
Let's
what's been up with you, Deja? Sorry, I'm gonna
let's
take care of my nose
see.
off camera.
So this week, I've discovered that instead of saving the fun for the end of the week, I think we should starting the week off like that.
I like that.
So why? Because it just makes the week go by so much quicker. Like I went out Tuesday, I had some margaritas and a little smoky smoke. Now, I've
Ooh.
discovered your girl can't hang because
Mm-hmm.
when I tell you them two margaritas and a little smoky smoke had me spinning. I said, I'm closing my eyes, I'm going to bed. It's party over. I'm done. Wrap it up. I don't need to see nobody no more. I'm done. Close it. That's how I was saying. I was done. I was done. Yeah. Old. Not a oop, not a old.
That's crazy.
I said I won't be doing this shenanigans no more
Ooh,
because I just can't. And then, oh my God, this past weekend, I think was it Sunday or Saturday? I don't know, one of those days. I got to close with two different people for work.
Mhm.
And oh my God, it gave me the confirmation I needed because I don't know about you, but sometimes I drift off into these like thoughts where it's like, oh no, it's me. Like people are against me, like very much me mentality, but like little belittling me. Um, I got the confirmation that I'm not the problem. We all dislike this one employee, like member, the co-worker. Like
Okay,
we
okay.
all dislike her. To the point that yeah, we spent the whole closing shift that like I think it was Sunday. I think it was Sunday, this
Mhm.
past Sunday. Not talking shit, but confirming one another of Shorty's behaviors and why those behaviors are causing a drift amongst the work environment. But
Yeah.
I was like, wow, I love that it's not me. I really thought it was me, but I was like, no, it's not me. It's not me.
The at the cookie joint or at the yoga joint?
Yes, at the cookie joint. The cookie joint, like it's a cookie spot, which is crazy. Like she is letting her 1 year being there get to her head, thinking she's a manager. So she's
Oh,
doing little stuff like that, and it's like,
yeah.
girl,
I can't stand.
no,
Yeah, I can't stand that.
yeah, no, you need to go back to your main career and not dream or settle for this,
What is her
respectfully.
main career?
She has to be a lawyer.
Oh, girl, what? Get, what are
Yeah,
you doing? Yeah, no, she needs to do something else.
I don't know. Rumor has it that she had a mental breakdown, and that's why she's here.
Fair.
So
I mean, there's other
yeah.
ways to be a lawyer. She ain't got to do some crazy cases. She could be a lawyer for the people. She can go in other.
She was an insurance lawyer, okay? That's not even like big stuff. I don't think,
I
you
don't
know?
know. I don't know. I'm not in the field.
Me neither.
Interesting. That's really interesting.
Yeah. So I'm gonna wait to see how this goes. Because yeah, now there's a little bit more tea and pizzazz added to the situation. So we're gonna see how this week's unfold. I love me some cheese, man.
Oh my god.
So that's kind of been my week though. That's been my week.
Period. Yeah, I'm over here fighting off the pollen that's coating literally everything. Trying not to like go into the programming of I'm sick, I feel like and instead I'm saying words like I'm coming back to health, I'm getting better, shit like that. But it's just funny because I really was looking at Taylor like, damn, I'm so sorry, damn. And then the pollen said, that's cute, we got something for you.
Yep.
I was like, the pollen down here must not affect me. I don't know. Like, it must not, I don't know. And it sucks because I'm chronically outside. You know how people be like, I'm chronically online? I'm also chronically online. But when I'm not online, I'm outside. I need to be under the sun. Like, I am a plant. I photosynthesize, okay? I go outside and I'm renewed. So going outside and fucking coming back inside, like, is terrible. But I did have some new discoveries while I was outside this week. We went to the beach one of the days, as we do, and there were jellies just all over the beach. Just like they were ugly, nasty looking. I said, "Oh my god!" But it led us down a rabbit hole of learning some things about jellies, so that was cute. But it was like very much a nature week because not too long after that, or that was, I don't know which one came first, but they were close back to back. We saw, so we have a lot of ponds. Something about the South Carolina, especially, they love a body of water just randomly. Like damn near every fucking apartment building, they have a little man-made pond. Like there's ponds everywhere. But the best part of that is I'm a bird girly. I love birds. Like I will bird watch. Like I love me a bird. They're so fucking cute. Bro, we saw an owl. It was at night. We're walking. Something like dives down, does one of these, and scared the fuck out of me. Because it was quiet, but it was big, and it was dark. And I was like, oh my god, I'm about to die. And then we look, and it's a fucking owl. And it's like the little horned ones, and it's perched on top of a light post, and because it's behind, like the sun is setting behind the owl, it's just a silhouette, so we can't see it vividly. Bro, it was so majestic and so beautiful. Like me and Taylor were geeking for the rest of the night. Like, we just saw an owl, we just saw an owl. And you know me, I'm like, what's the spiritual meaning of that? Oh my god, what are the ancestors trying to tell me? Like, I was so geeked. Bro, these big ass birds don't make a single sound when they fly. What? They're huge. Bro, it was so big. I thought it was a fucking, what are those called? Vultures. Because there's a lot of vultures down here. Did I tell you about my run-in with the vulture?
No,
My
I.
God, it is. I'm going for a walk, right? Because chronically outside, I'm going for a walk, and I see like three, four vultures in the sky above like the path that I walk often. And I'm like, whatever, I love looking at birds. So I'm just like, ooh, whatever. I walk my ass on the
Mm-mm.
path. I notice they're kind of low. Like but the wind is like, so I'm like, maybe they're playing in the wind because big birds love to do that. It's so cute. But I'm walking and they swooping real fucking low. And so one of the times it swoops low and I turn around, bro. I kid you not, this vulture looked like it was coming at me. Like that came like this to the point I made eye contact with this bird. Like I looked in this bird's eyes before it decided to go back up. I was scared out of my fucking mind, bro. I was terrified. I was petrified. I was like, oh shit. And you know how when you walk, like you have like a certain
Yeah.
demeanor about you. Like I have my little white, one of those demeanors. So I'm very composed. I broke character. All right. When that bitch came into my face, oh shit, that was scary. That was scary. Like I'm talking to a fucking bird like it hears me. I'm like, I'm on it. And then I realize where I'm at and I get embarrassed. So I'm like, turn your ass around, keep walking. It's in my head, and I'm like, damn, I'm gonna have to walk by there again. Like, what am I gonna do? I'm scared, bro. And so I got in my head so much that I just turned around and I was like, I'm going home. I'm going home. But I have to go past the spot again, and they're still like I see them gliding over the grass, going back up. I'm like, what the fuck are they doing, bro? And I didn't see anything dead, so I'm like, what are y'all doing? Like, what are y'all trying to get? Can you eat me? Are you trying to eat me? I do eat the living now. I don't know. I was so fucking scared, bro. To the point that I pulled up the voice audio to Nana, and I was freaking out in the audio because I still had to walk by. I was like, I need some support. So I'm like, I'm freaking out, and they're so fucking swooping low. Oh my god, I was scared. Come to find out, there was a dead geese under one of those bushes.
I was like, it had to have been something dead. That's the
Yeah.
only time you see them that close to ground level.
Mhm.
Like,
There was
but
something
vultures
dead.
out there, crazy, crazy. I
Crazy,
wouldn't even have thought those things are over there.
bro.
Maybe Arizona, maybe Arizona.
Bro, seeing a vulture up close is scary, bro. Them bitches is scary, bro. It's red on the face, they're bald, they're just scary.
Like a
Big as
dino,
fuck,
like
like,
they, yeah, like a dino, like
oh
a
my
dinosaur.
god, literally, yeah, literally. And so, yeah, but I've been coming in with runnings with nature. One of the runnings, though, was I finally saw, because we have so many ponds, there's two swans. I saw two of the swans that we see often get buck with some geesees. I didn't know swans and geesees have beef. All right, let me tell you what. Let me peep. So, especially in the spring and the summer, when they're like it's their mating nesting season, they're especially territorial. So they don't like geese. They don't fuck with geese. They're known to bite, chase, and even drown geesees. Okay? Yes, beautiful, majestic ass birds, but them bitches is crazy. Them bitches is
I was
crazy.
just, I would have got the other way around, other
you
way
know,
around.
actually turns out geesees are very social. So while the swans are getting bucked with the geesees will, kind of walk off like, oh shit, but then they'll try to come back because their whole thing is like, it's okay, like, we can still be friends. Hey, we can be friends. And the swan's like, I'm gonna fuck you up. And the way a swan gets bucked, you know how they have long ass necks? They curl their neck in. So like their neck has this big ass like fucking arch, and then their heads up, and then they fan their fucking big ass arms, their fucking wingspan, and they just they just fall around the geese like that, trying to get the geese, and the geese are just like, we don't want to smoke. So we're driving back from somewhere, and I peep, and I start freaking out because I love birds. I start freaking out, and apparently I don't have any survival instincts. But I start freaking out, and I'm like, I gotta see it. So I make Taylor park the car, and we hop her ass out, and I booked it to go watch this whole interaction. And the geese are kind of walking away. They don't want the smoke. One of the swans is still chasing the geese. The other one peeps me, and I'm walking close to the pond. They're still activated, and it's so funny because I'm talking to Taylor. I'm like, oh yeah, he's activated. Like his wings doing this, his body's doing this, all of that. And so Taylor stops, but I keep going closer.
Oh my
I keep
God,
going
girl.
closer. The swan goes in the water, and he starts flapping his wings and like walking on the water, like
He's like, I'm coming for you next.
so he didn't
You
come at
watch
me. He went to the other one and got the other one to come in the water with him. And then they both turned towards me and started coming towards me. And Taylor was like, babe, come over here. Like, come over here. Come to find out they were coming for me. They were coming for me. They were. Because I did the research after. Because I listened to Taylor. I was like, all right, let me back up. And then I did the research. And exactly how their body language was, they were coming for me.
You was supposed to get attacked. You was supposed to get attacked.
They said, are you part of this? I'm about to get you. about to get your
You want
ass.
to find out the hard way? I'm about to
Right.
show you is what they're about to see. You want to see nature? This is fucking
Bro.
animal discovery for your ass
Bro,
right
but
now.
it's great because I learned that Taylor's like intuition is A1. Taylor doesn't like study birds or animals the way I love to, but she doesn't need to. It just clicks for her. Like same thing happened when I got bit by the dog. Taylor was like, "Yeah, I could tell the dog was a little aggressive." I was like, "You didn't want to tell nobody for one, for two, how you know?" And same with the swans. Like I study them and I know them and I like to research them and stuff like that. But like Taylor just felt it, just off of feeling was like, "I'm good, I'm good." It's just crazy. So I could have got fucked up by a swan that day.
I'm glad you didn't, because
Hmm.
we don't need that.
Yeah, it would have been a cute little story to tell. I would have been all right, I'm sure. I hope. I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, I was like, the dog, you made it out okay.
Facts, bro, facts. I know them big ass birds too.
That's
They're just
wild. Who knows what they carry on
as
top of that?
fuck, as fuck. And my thing is like, it's crazy because they're just so beautiful. Like you wouldn't imagine them to be so vicious, like evil
That's what
as
I'm saying.
hell.
I wonder if that's like what it is, because like how else would they protect themselves? Like such a beautiful bird, they have
Yeah.
to be aggressive.
No facts.
And
Yeah.
I wouldn't even have thought they had teeth. Like I know geese's got teeth because I've seen that the way they munch on the damn grass, annoying ass little things.
It's crazy. It's crazy. Um. Excuse me. But on a not so bright note, I've been seeing a lot of the um ice stuff happening and like the kidnappings because that's the best way to call it. They're literally kidnappings. Like literally this morning I was in the gym and I watched on our Instagram. I was on there for the camera because I'll record myself working out on our Instagram camera because it has like the hold button. I'll save it and then I'll put it to the TikTok. But I'm on there and one of the times I'm on there, I saw that a woman who was breaking her fast on Ramadan for Ramadan,
Is this the one in Somerville? They just
a Tufts medical student.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
bro.
This isn't Boston. This is right
I
over in Somerville.
know, bro. That's the thing. So
Yeah.
I'm looking at it and I'm reading and I was like, Tufts medical student. So for anyone who doesn't know, there was a Tufts medical student who was going to hang out with her friends to break fast for Ramadan and was snatched up by a single man who was in ICE. And the only reason we have footage is because I guess footage was on a building nearby. Bro, but that's so fucking crazy because the best way to like describe it is kidnapping. And I read it and that's when it clicked. I was like, yo, Tufts is literally mass. Like my family's there. Like this is a place that I would consider to be so safe and it's like that's fucking crazy. Like I've always felt safe in mass. I can't speak for everyone. Especially Boston. Like that's my home, you know? So it's just like I saw that and I was like, that's crazy. And I've been on like high alert because of the area that I'm in. Um
Mm.
to the point that the last morning that I decided to walk, because my favorite thing recently has been walking while the sun is rising. But the last time I did that earlier this week, I saw a car, like a police car patrolling, and they don't really do that much in the area that I'm in. And I don't know, it just stressed me out really bad, like really, really bad. Like I was in my head like praying, like let me go home, let me get home. So I don't know. I've been seeing a lot of those, and it's been stressing me out. Yo, I hope y'all are staying safe and learning as much as you can on how to be an active bystander if you are witnessing those things because more and more it feels like there's a possibility that you can end up witnessing something like that or it can end up touching you in some way and that's just so fucked up. And I know that we had learned earlier on when they had started these ice raids, when they had started to ramp up, that they were going to target sanctuary cities first as like a way of kind of getting their lick back for whatever reason. And Boston is a sanctuary city, which to anyone who doesn't know, that just means cities that help to protect immigrants and they like historically wouldn't comply with ICE. And it kind of seems like this is the administration's way of kind of getting their lick back on these places, and I think that's so disgusting because these are not like pawns; these are humans, and they're getting taken from their family. I saw one video where a woman's husband was taken, and the family tried to call to confirm that they had her husband, and they denied it, and they just kept denying it, and they didn't find out that it was in fact true that they had him until the husband got to call them and contact them. So like that means they could just lie like outright. And we know that they're being shipped to places that are unknown. We know that they're being held in places that are unknown. And it honestly, if I put the words to the things that we're all scared of, it feels like modern day slavery. It feels like they chose a group to target to bring into modern day slavery, and I just think that's so scary, dude. It's so fucking scary. And so I'm just like, urging everyone to look into how to be an active bystander. And also, I say it all the time, and I feel like, I know this is not accessible to everyone, but like literally, bro, I'm gonna say it until my face turns blue. If you have the means to leave, or if you have ever thought about starting to leave this country, I do it. Like, start taking the steps to do it, because more and more we're seeing that this is not heading in a good place. You know what I mean? So there's that. On a higher note, again, this past weekend we got to go to Taylor's small town, hometown, to explore more of it. And I noticed something about the people down here. These motherfuckers love to fish in any body of water. Any body of water. Bro, I'd be like, John, don't eat that. Put that down. What are you talking about? Not everything you need to eat. Put it down. Put it down. And like I said, there's bodies of water everywhere. I don't know what they have with the fascination of the ponds, but they're everywhere. And I'm like, you want to eat that fish that's been in that still has water? Ew. Okay. I mean, to each their own. But I just see it everywhere. These motherfuckers just fishing every goddamn where. Like, you really don't have to do that. I don't know. And honestly, like, I'm not so opposed to it, because I'm like, yeah, self-sufficiency, get your own food. But like, you trust that water?
I don't.
Exactly. I'm like,
Same with the birds, bird flu, and all this nonsense happening. Yeah.
yeah.
But hey, maybe when you cook it, all the bacteria is gone. Who knows?
Well, the last time I cooked chicken, had it soaked in vinegar and lemon until the skin started to disintegrate, and then I cooked it. So I didn't listen, dog. I don't know. I don't fucking know.
You know.
Hmm. Yeah. Other than that, I got into this new podcast called Herbalism with Plantcestors. Really
Oh,
beautiful, really, really beautiful
that's
podcast.
good.
I found it on Substack. She's an herbalist. She has the most beautiful, calming voice, and I can listen to her all day. I listened to one podcast actually that was about like the addiction to cannabis and just like the history of cannabis in general and its connection to
Mhm.
Black people. And then like well past or well before the war on drugs, because that seems to be the only place people start when they tell the story, but it goes
Yeah.
beyond that, which is really beautiful. And then that same day I was reading a Substacks about addiction to cannabis, and I just think it's so wonderful that people are starting to talk about it more, because before there was like this long held belief that like you couldn't be addicted to cannabis. And while you don't have the same physical addictions as you would with some other quote hard drugs, you do, like, you have psychological addictions. And I've witnessed people, especially in my last partnership, who like actually really did want to stop and like genuinely couldn't. And I just feel like people should talk about it more, because it's hard to realize the hold that something has on you if you keep being told it can't have a hold on you. Like, like
Mm.
you start to gaslight yourself then. And it's just easier when
Yeah.
people are honest about it and are you kind of bringing awareness to it, for people to be like, "Oh, I feel that way too. And let me like look into this." So I thought that was beautiful. I recommend people listen to that podcast. It's really good. Really, really good. And I just enjoyed the fact that she talked about just kind of like the abuse of certain herbs. While weed is a plant medicine, it's supposed to be used like other plant medicines, which is to say that it's supposed to be used in periods to do a certain thing and along with other parts of your journey. Like, you're supposed to use it in tandem with something else. The same way that you wouldn't drink one tea for your immune system and do nothing else for your immune system, you wouldn't just smoke weed for your anxiety and do nothing else for your anxiety. You know what I mean? And also just treating it with like honor, because it is a spirit, it's its own like entity. And if you don't, then it has this way of getting its lick back. Like people that are like, "Oh, I used to drink or I used to smoke to help go to sleep, but now I have insomnia." Yeah, because the spirit is like, "You're not using me the way you're meant to, so now I'm gonna get my lick back." Like, now I'm gonna make it a problem for you. Or like people that are like, "Yeah, I used to smoke, but now I get paranoid," or whatever. It's like, yeah, because you abused it. Like, it was trying to tell you, I'm not helpful for you anymore. I don't want to do this walk with you anymore. And I feel like some people will just, just quit it like that and still not like do the work of understanding why that happened. And I think it's just really important that people are talking about this experience so it could bring awareness to people who are also experiencing it. And I'm hoping it urges them to do the work, like do the soul searching, do the shadow work, figure out what the fuck. You know what I mean? I
Hmm.
thought those were beautiful though. So I do recommend everyone gives it a little look sees. I'll make sure to put it in the description below for sure. It's really good.
That's fine. I appreciate that. I got a question. Do you, when you speak Spanish, do you be thinking so hard into the words that it just comes out worse than it does in your head?
100%. I do that with English. I do that with English.
I feel like it's mostly with Spanish. Like, there's just this one word that I was trying to say for like what felt like a whole week. And I
Yeah.
was like, in my head, I'm like, okay, it sounds like this. But I'm like, palea, palea. I'm like, no, that's not it. Palea, 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 palea. And I'm like, what the fuck? And I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to say it. I'm just going to skip it. I'm not going to speak it anymore.
What's the word?
So it's not pendeja. It's a way of saying pendeja without sounding so aggressive. So it's a pelea or pelea. And it's not pelea. And that's my thing. That's why I'm like, hold on. It's and that I can't say it. So this whole week, this has been me. And you hear this thought process that I'm like, it's not pelea, it's not palea, it's not parce neither. It's esta pa something. I don't know.
Yeah,
Maybe I'm making the
well,
word up. Who fucking knows? Even the same way, like orange. I can't say orange, like naranja. I can say it now, naranja. But if I think too hard about it, I can't say it.
isn't one of them like never mind. Fuck it. Never mind.
You,
Yeah, no. Isn't so orange the color and orange the bev? Are those the same word?
I'd
No,
say
right?
in Puerto Rico, I don't think it is because I had the same
Oh,
conversation with my mom's man. So in
okay.
Puerto Rico, they say orange, the actual fruit, different than the color. But in
Yeah.
Costa Rica, naranja is naranja, like
Oh
color
wow.
and fruit. Yeah, so that's why I'm like, I know what you mean, but in Costa Rica, it's like the same thing. But in Puerto
Interesting.
Rico, it's different. Same with like a mango. I don't think they say a mango is a mango. They call it something else, I've heard.
I have no idea. My thing is like it's funny because I was watching a TikTok the other day and it was like a little skit, a little jokey joke on how Chileans speak and how it's very very fucking different. Bro, this one girl was pretending to order like from at a restaurant from like the Chilean dialect. I was like, "Girl, what the fuck are you saying? Those aren't
Yeah,
words. What are you talking
yeah,
about?"
yeah,
That's
yeah.
crazy. Like all the dialects makes this so much harder cuz like what? Why do we need
No,
five different words for the same fucking thing? Why did y'all do that?
I don't know. I wish I could answer that one. I'm gonna just say it's because of where we're located in the world.
Oh no, facts. Yeah,
Yes.
facts.
But that Chilean one gets me because I that's why I stopped. I didn't work with her. She was a personal trainer, and like when she sent me her message, her voice message, I said, I don't even understand what you're asking me. Sorry. I'm gonna have to find somebody else.
That's funny. That reminds me. Do you have any words that you don't like? Like I know how people don't like moist, right? I love that word. I think it's a beautiful word. I
Who
think
doesn't like moist?
it's one of those words that so many people have told me they cannot stand that word, but I think it's a beautiful word. It's just like, but like, do you have a word that's like that that you just can't? It just irks you.
I don't think so. Like I feel like there's just like words that I just can't say.
Yeah.
But no, not that irks me. Not that's coming to my mind.
I discovered one this week.
What do you mean?
Caress.
Caress?
Caress, bro.
What?
I don't know. It just makes me uncomfortable. Like it just makes me so wildly uncomfortable. Like, ugh. Like like please don't. Please don't. It's like, but I also this morning discovered a word that I love down. I was doing a yoga practice and she kept using this word, and I was like, oh, I love that. Undulate.
Anjali. I like Anjali. Anjali's
Oh.
nice.
She also had like this deep voice to her. It just felt sensual. I felt like she was flirting with me. I don't know. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna undulate my body. Yeah, like it was great. So now I love that word. That's my shit.
I, I like serendipitous. That I just love
Serendipitous. That is
serendipitous.
good. That is good.
That's my favorite word.
That's like a brain itcher. Like those words that kind of just feel right in your brain. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly what that gives. It's like
So
fucking Kiss Me More by Doja Cat. How does it go? I think SZA's in it. I don't know, but she plays with her words in that song in a way that makes my brain just like, it's so good. Like it's just like I can't explain it, but it's you just have to listen to it and see if you tell me if it does the same thing for you. But it's just
I'll do it.
I love it. It's moments like this where I'm like, that's a little neural spicy of you, girl, but go on. But yeah.
Big time. But it's okay.
Yeah. Um. Also, guys, we had listened to Deja put me on. I don't know if you guys remember, like 2 podcasts back. Deja put me on to this podcast called Life Kit. It's an NPR podcast where the host interviews Gretchen. I wrote it down.
Robinson or Miller?
Gretchen Rubin.
Ruben.
And she has a podcast about like the key to happiness, and she says the key to happiness is knowing thyself. And in it she introduces 4 tendencies of a person, and her whole thing is like to know yourself better will help you to be more happy because you can respond to life in a way that actually suits you, and it just makes you more happier.
Hmm.
So do you want to introduce the 4 tendencies?
Yeah. So I have the upstander,
Hmm.
which typically gives up things entirely. So like think about when you're like, oh, I'm gonna cut back on eating sweets. They're like done and gone, not no slow, whatever. Moderators, they typically hate giving things up and kind of need to like cut back slowly.
Hmm.
Then there's the upholder, who typically meets inner and outer expectations without much fuss. So like discipline is their way to freedom.
Hmm.
Like they believe that's the key. A questioner will do exactly what that says. They will literally question everything you are telling them just so that it meets like their inner standards of knowing. An oblager, or was it oblager, obligatory?
um,
And I think
Obliger,
oblager,
obliger, yeah.
oblager. Those they meet outer standards but have a struggle in meeting their own expectations. So
Hmm.
like if you think about like a friend, like you need a friend, hi, I'm down bad, like can you come get me or whatever, they're going to get you regardless of their boundaries, regardless of what they were doing, they're there for you.
Yeah.
And then the rebel, they don't tell themselves what to do, nor can they make themselves do it either.
Yeah, they
It's
resist
more,
both inner and outer expectations. Yeah.
yeah, I feel like it's like the I don't make a plan, I just go with the flow kind of person.
Yeah, their whole thing was like valuing like freedom and self-determination.
Hmm.
So after like listening to a podcast, were you able to identify which one you related with the most?
I feel like I don't, I had a hard time with this because I was like, I can see myself being both,
Mm-hmm.
but I think, I feel like I'm an upholder
Mm.
because that's what I'm like learning in like my like health journey. Like I can't say like, I'll have one a week or whatever, like sweet. Why? Because I have it 3 times a week. So
Mm.
to me, it's more of like, it just gotta go. You know,
Yeah.
same with like cutting back on smoking or anything in between. Like I just gotta cut and dry. No, like, we're gonna do this slow. No, it gotta be
Mm.
gone. Gone.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I feel like it's no surprise to anyone, but I'm the rebellion one. I'm definitely part of that. Like it's very much true. Everything she was saying, she was clocking me because I remember there was times when we were last doing our podcast, whenever you were like, "Oh, you're really busy," I would be like, and immediately would have to like cancel everything. Like I don't know, like I just be like, no, like I don't like that. And also with like the internal thing too, like if I try to myself, like if I'm like not this or like do this or whatever, immediately I'm just like, so now I'm not, like I'm not. But also what I value that she said is like if this person, the rebellion one, does decide they want to do it, they will do it. And it's very true. If I decide I want to do something, I'm gonna do it, period. But I
Yeah.
have to decide I want to do it. I have to do it, which makes so much sense too because I've always been the type that's like, okay, when someone gives me advice, and I'll still do it however the fuck I wanted to do it, even if that means coming back and being like, "You were right, you were
Yeah.
right." But it's just like, don't tell me what to do. No, why would you do that? Don't tell me what to do. And also with the whole plans thing, it's very much true. I hate to see shit on the calendar. Like, if I know something is coming up, I dread it. I really do. Even if it's something that I know I value, even if it's something that I know will make me feel happy afterwards, even if it's something, even if it's hanging out with friends, like dread it. Just seeing it just pisses me off. And then it leads to like anxiety about it. And I'm just sitting there between dreading it and anxious, dreading it and anxious, dreading it and anxious, and just wanting to cancel it up to the last fucking moment. I just want to cancel it. Yeah. Yeah. I related with that a lot.
The other one I thought, like, I can see my parts that I'm healing from is the oblager. Like, I think I often sometimes fall into that as like a, okay, forget about what I need. Doesn't matter as long as whoever X, Y, and Z is taken care of and they're doing better. Like that, oftentimes is like my default.
Yeah.
So I was like, that's why I was like, I see both, and I'm like,
And the thing about like the rebellion thing too, like when it came to like, oh, I'ma just the sugar example she gave, where she was like, I either have to go like no thin mints or one full sleeve of thin mints, like that whole thing. I think that's also a reason why I have a hard time of putting down certain things that I deem to be a vice. Because the fact that I'm telling myself to put it down, I don't want to do it. Recently, it's been Sims. I'm like, Imani, you need to like cut back on your Sims. You need to only do it these days and this long and whatever, whatever. And I'm like, okay, fine. But I feel like it's like a stubborn child. Like you tell them to sit so they want to stand. You know what I mean? That's what it gives.
yes.
It just feels like I'm dealing with my inner child all the time. And I'm like, bitch, I care about you. Do what the fuck I said. And she's like, don't tell me what to do. So yeah. And I also found this in like resisting like familial and cultural norms. You know how like the eldest daughter has like a very specific way of being, especially the eldest Latina daughter, you know, especially Puerto Rican, Dominican, whatever, how they're, you know, usually the mother, the second mother, or sometimes the first mother, and they have to do this, that, whatever. I remember watching Nana go into that role very easily. She was the babysitter before her time. She cooked her own meals before her time. Like she went into that role very easily. And I remember me always pushing back against that role. And that's where a lot of my earlier fights with my mom came from. Like she'd be like, "You have to no, you can't go because you have to watch Station." And I'd be like, "I didn't choose to have her. You did." Like we'd have those type of you know, those things. But it was me rebelling or pushing against like the expectation that I would fill this role. You know what I mean? So I don't think it's all bad. I don't think it's all bad. But yeah.
I know. Wow. Yeah, no, because I definitely fell into that role. I was like, okay,
Yeah.
still play it. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that also probably is why you probably have a good relationship with your mom still for the most part, you know? I think my rebellious nature is also what kind of tore down any of those last bridges that we had, for real.
Maybe I think I just was there like to be exactly that. Like it's funny because I think now as Kelvin's getting older, he's able to see it. He's like, but why does mom always tell me to call you? Why do I always gotta like check in with you or like,
Yeah.
why does she call you and we all have to talk? And I'm like, I don't know, Kelvin. That's a good question. Like, why do you think?
Yeah.
Like, you know? So it's kind of cute, like seeing it come full circle because I'm like, hold on, like I was definitely always much of like a second mom or a nurturer to both my younger siblings, and I'm like, well, it's something that's still going on here, still present to this day. But yeah,
How do you feel about that?
it's kind of just like I don't know, and a role I didn't ask for per se, but it's like I don't know, kind of nice to just kind of see a nurturing sense without
Mm-hmm.
fully having to be that full time, if that makes sense. Like it's kind of like I really only need to be here when you guys need me, not like a mother who's there or I don't know, not supposed to be there, but is there 24/7.
Yeah,
If
yeah.
that makes sense.
So you
Yeah.
get to like just slip in and out of nurturing roles and you enjoy that.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's good. I'm glad that you like it. That's all that matters. Yeah.
Yeah.
Why you do? Why you going like that?
Because I'm like, yeah, 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 I guess.
Yeah. Take it away, Deja. Deja has some other notes that she wanted to, or some props that she wanted to bring up. I'll let us know what those are.
Bro. Okay, everybody. So I was listening to this podcast earlier today,
Mhm.
and it was called It's Science Versus. And it's a science-based podcast, and this week they were talking about squirting.
Love it.
And I was like, oh my God, like, what? Like, what do you mean? I was like, I have to listen to this. Like,
Mhm.
clickbait immediately. Yes. So it pretty much was debunking the idea. I think one is that how a lot of people think when women squirt, it's pee.
Mm. Mhm.
And so the first few like minutes of it was like kind of debunking that.
Mhm.
Unfortunately it is.
It has a
It is
little
kind of
bit. It has a little bit.
a little bit. It's
Yeah.
yeah, because I think they had I forget who she was, but she was some comedian that was on there.
Mhm.
And she was like, I did it the first time like 2 months ago and I don't
Chat said
and
yeah.
yep. And she's like, I don't want to believe that it's pee, like because I feel like when you start thinking about it like that, it gives you the ick. You're like something that seems so like euphoric, so like, oh my God, out of body experience, but it's like just like peed the bed.
Mhm.
Like I just peed on this person. It kind of makes you feel like I don't want to do this again. Like I'm really gonna hold everything in, like I've been told my whole life,
Mm.
you know? Because well, I didn't send you the episode, but that's what I was saying. Like when women be like, "Oh my God, I'm gonna key," for "Oh my God, it's gonna sound like this," or "Oh my God, I'm gonna do it." Like it's like that always clenching and holding on
Mhm.
that you fall into. So I was like, wow, okay. It talked about that. It also talked about too how a lot of women actually can't do this. Like this is not something that everybody can do, which I found surprising. I thought like we're all in a woman body, like we can all experience this. Like you just gotta learn how to kind of relax your muscles and like think about happy places and waterfalls and butterflies and you know, but no, not every woman can. Not
Mhm.
every woman can.
Mhm.
But the secret I heard is that if you are capable of, when you hear the macaroni and cheese sound, you're close. And that macaroni and cheese sound, you just gotta figure out how to release it. That's what they said.
Ain't that about a bitch? My thing is like I used to love like the whole phenomenon of squirting. It used to do its big one until I got squirted on. And then it changed everything for me.
I remember you were like, yeah, no, no.
uh-uh. Instantly, I was like, okay, so I'm done. I got up and took a shower, and I was very much done. Uh, that's just that. I literally used to be like such a huge like admirer of it. Did it once myself. Like it was great, whatever. And then it happened to me, and I was on the receiving end, and I hated it. And it's true, like it does have trace amounts of pee in it, and you smell it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you do. And that's why I'm like, like, I've done it more recently, and I don't know, like, it felt like how you said, like, oh my God, like amazing. But I think
Yeah.
after a while, it was like, this doesn't feel fun because one, now it's like you had to get this plastic wrap on your bed. So as we're moving, we're hearing this plastic wrap. Like it took away from like the actual intimacy because now we're having to
Yeah.
protect the fucking bed from getting wet. Then you got to move me around so that you avoid the mess. And it's like, this doesn't feel cute anymore. This feels like we're trying to avoid a very big mess,
Yeah.
but I still want to make you hit that point. And I'm
Yeah.
like, yeah, no, yeah, no,
Yeah.
yeah, no.
Yeah, it does kind of lose a little bit of its spark, don't it?
Yeah, that's
And
why
the
I'm
thing
like,
is,
Ian.
I used to love. I am a huge adult film watcher. Ugh, get over it. But for the listeners, but I used to love me a little squirt adult film. Oh my god, it used to do its big one for me. And yeah, again, like I said, until you experience being the one on the opposite end, then you're like, yeah.
I wonder if you feel that way as a woman,
Hmm.
and or if men also feel that way.
I think
I don't think
some
so.
do. I think some do.
You think so?
Yes, I do. And I don't think all of them are honest about it. I think some will be honest and be like, I really love this or I really don't. And that's another thing. You either really love it or you really don't. I don't think there's an in between.
I don't. Yeah, no.
But I also think some men be kind of capping, especially like men that are, actually good people. They don't want you to feel bad about it. So it's like, no, I love it. And maybe they love some amount of it. Like they love seeing you have pleasure. They love being able to bring you to that place. But I think the squirting itself, I'm pretty sure there are men out there that are like, could do without, you know.
I'm so intrigued now because I always definitely feel like I fall in that mindset of like they're thinking that they just did something so great by like having that be the outcome. So I'm like, oh my God, they're like, I just won my trophy. I'm just gonna wear it all over me. Yeah.
We are. Don't play. Some of them do. Like,
Which, like, I think is a given. Like, I think that's definitely what they're doing. So I'm like, okay,
yeah.
like, maybe they're all not that salty, but others are probably like, fuck, like, now I gotta go do the laundry. I gotta do all this extra shit. I gotta clean up this mess because Shorty just did this.
And now my hair is soaked. My experience. Now my hair is sopping wet. Yeah. Also, I think
But
it's
yeah,
like you have to love whatever. You have to love the person. You have to love the person for them to do that, and for you to be like, "Fuck yeah" about it. I really do believe that because if not, it's more of an inconvenience than anything else. I think.
yeah, yes. Like, this is,
Yeah.
I don't think this is something that happens like during a hookup, like, or like a quick casual. No, this is like with your lover. This is with your lover, okay? Because, no, I've just
The
experienced this
the
recently.
the make it come like the squirting.
Well, that like I think happens. Yeah, I don't like. I don't know.
I don't
Maybe,
only
maybe.
no, I don't think it only happens with your lover. No, I'm saying in order for the person who's making it happen or who's helping it happen, I think for them to enjoy it, they have to love you. But for you
Okay,
to
yeah.
do it, I don't think you have to, because I don't think the person that I brought to that place loved me. We didn't know each other enough.
Well, that's also true.
You know?
Yeah.
So I think, and also like not everybody's different. So like some people probably do have to like love the person and have a deep emotional bond and intimacy.
I think I do. I don't think I can just be out here like, on a random.
Jesus Christ. What?
I just like that it said that we turn water into wine. That's all the
Mm,
podcast kept saying, and I really love that because I was just like, wow, there's so many like amazing, wonderful things that we can do that a lot of us don't know about because we listen to these white cisgendered doctors who also don't know nothing about the woman body.
mm,
So therefore, yeah,
yeah.
go explore, go play.
Yeah, for example, penetrative orgasms, like not a lot of women actually can't achieve a penetrative orgasm. They need a clitoral stimuli or some other stimuli to help a penetrative like orgasm come on. And that's something else that a lot of women don't know because we just don't have enough study on it. Like for example, they're still trying to figure out why that is that some women are able to do that and why some women aren't. Their best speculation the last time I looked into it was how far your external, because the clitoris that you see is only the external clitoris. You have more clitoris, it's just inside. So the clitoris is in you like a fork, and then you have the little bulb right here, and that's the external one. But the internal one, they think that if your external bulb is close to your hole, your penetrative hole, that those are the women who are more likely, if it's close, like less than an inch, those are the women that are more likely to have a penetrative orgasm. And they think that's because it's actually a clitoral orgasm. It's getting enough stimuli that it seems like it's penetrative because you're not actively, but it's still a clitoral one. And they think also, even if it's not because of the external bulb, they think it's because of the internal little arms, if you will, that are getting stimulus that are making you have the penetrative orgasm. There's so much to be discovered about the woman's body that they just didn't care to know. They just didn't care to know. Yeah.
Which is misfortunate.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, we got to be out here experimenting.
Type shit.
Meh.
Yeah, type shit. It's gonna. But I mean, unless you find the right partner, like someone who wants to explore, someone who makes it sexy, fun, and cute, that could deepen your intimacy because it's like, oh, you want to know me, and then the other person's like getting to explore you. So it's like the novelty, and novelty is what desire needs. So it's like filling in that desire. It could be cute.
Yeah. I'm a sucker for novelty. Novelty over familiarity. I'm
Mm.
gonna choose novelty every time. I'm gonna choose
Mm.
novelty every time. I eat up a good story. I tell the good ones in my head. Now,
Period. Period.
my second topic
Yeah.
was life changes. So I had sent you like a little like summary of what it is, what is happening. But I had like what's the app called? Pattern? I think the app's called Pattern. Pattern, which is
Mm-hmm.
like an astrology app. And it was like you're going through this like transformative time period in your life where it's pretty much asking you to do the changes that you know you need to do
Mm.
and letting go of your past because you often fall under that habit of thinking that the answers are there.
Mm.
So it's like letting go of that habit or like that pattern I have of like circling back, thinking I'm going to get my answers and resolutions there in order to
Mm.
go forward. But it's like, no, I need to like let it go entirely to go forward.
Mm.
Um, so that's kind of like where I've been at. Like this whole month has been feeling like that.
Mm.
And I think more so like the last 2 weeks have felt really like depressive sounds intense. And I don't think it's that, but it's felt very much like a I don't know, maybe I think it's like the Dark Knight Rising type of mentality, or like how the best way to describe it, where it's like very much like hermit chugging, head down, going through my closet, getting real with myself
Mm.
and asking myself what it is that needs to happen and change. Cause it's like, okay, yes, I know what needs to change. Um, but why am I so resistant in
Mm-hmm.
making it happen? If
Mm-hmm.
that makes sense. Because I don't know, I think I'm a firm believer that sometimes I think we know what we have to do, but we just often make it harder for ourselves. And then I think it takes however many trials, like that the little kid putting the hand on the stove. When you get burned, that's when you're like, okay, I gotta stop. And I think that's when it's like we click in our mind of like, okay, something just went completely wrong. I need to change it.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to get to that point. I'm not trying to get to that point. I feel like I've had my trials
Mm.
and now I'm like, all right, girl, you're playing with water. I mean, you're playing with fire. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
about to get burned is kind of where I'm at now. Um,
What do you think it is that you're being asked to look at or change if you feel comfortable sharing?
I think one big thing, I think it's coping mechanisms and like my cycle, my like structural cycle kind of way I am. Like I thrive off discipline. I thrive off having everything kind of set in a way.
Yeah.
But I also, my toxic trait, which is a coping mechanism, is that I do a lot more to keep myself busy so I don't have to sit with what's actually happening.
Mm-hmm.
And what I'm experiencing is burnout. What
Mm.
I'm experiencing is not actually not even being able to show up for the things I like to do,
Yeah.
which makes me feel like, like a depressed, like I don't have joy in this anymore. It's just like a showing up, I'm here, whatever. I get to go back home and go to bed.
Mm.
So I think overall, I'm like, sucking and draining life out of me
Yeah.
by going about it like I used to be able to.
Mm.
But now I'm like, I can't even function. Like, I can't even do this anymore. So yeah, now it's a matter of like cutting back on everything I just bit off and being okay with that because then I think also my toxic not a toxic trait, but I fall into like the lack mentality. I'm like,
Mm.
oh my God, I'm missing this, I can't do this, like, oh what like, everything just feels like it's spiraling. So I have to find my like middle, essentially.
Yeah.
Because I drift to either side. I'm never here.
In the middle path, yeah, you're on either side of the extreme. I relate with that. I relate to that for sure. I really do.
Yeah.
Do you think it's like in alignment, like the things that you're feeling, do you feel like it's in alignment with the astrology? Because you said the pattern app, that's an astrological app, right? Yeah.
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 I think it is. Like I've had relationship stuff happening, that's
Mhm.
unfolding. So that's why I'm like, okay, like there's that. Even my sense of identity, that I think has been a pattern or not a pattern, but like a theme since the start of this year. And it's still happening
Mhm.
now of like who I am, what I look like, how I present, all those different things. And then now it's just been more like life. Like, what do I deem as successful? Like, where do I feel good being in? Like, I actually don't care about X, Y, and Z that people make it seem like you need to care or have checked off to feel a certain way. I'm like, yeah, that doesn't appeal to me.
Right.
So being comfortable in that and staying firm in that and not feeling like I have to conform to those around me to be like, we can be not community, but like even be able to be social,
Mhm.
you know? Um, so yeah,
That one part about like feeling like you have to conform in order to kind of be social with other people, that's interesting. I feel like that is just a bigger problem that America has currently in general. Like it seems like we kind of got to a place socially where we don't know how to be friends with people who don't share our every belief, which I don't feel like was always the case. I think we've seen a greater divide in the US more recently in the more recent years, and it's definitely not the case globally. Like I feel like in other cultures, other societies, they understand that they're dealing with other human beings, so you won't agree on everything, and you just kind of have to find the person that you're okay with the things you don't agree on, and just kind of going with that. Like the way you see your life going is different from how I see my life going. The way you value these things is different from the way I value these things, but that's okay because we still have a common ground. In the US, there doesn't seem to be much of that. It's like you
no,
have to love everything I love, you have to believe everything I believe, and that's the only way I could share space with you. And it's like, that's not how you live as humans.
no, very egocentric, and I think that causes more of a drift, and I think that's why we're all alone and all fucking anxious and in our mind of like
Mm-hmm.
what is happening. But no, I just mean in the sense of like, I think like I said, I think I said in previous episodes, I did a good job at like mirroring and picking up my surroundings that I often just show that. And I forget who, I don't want to say it's like I forget who I really am, but it's more of like this is the presenting face that's going to be accepted or that fits into this environment. Like that's all we need. Forget about all these other things. So it's very much like often masking, performing. So falling out of that so that I can like just be me.
Yeah.
Like that shit's exhausting. That shit's exhausting. Okay. So yeah, getting comfortable in my identity, like my own
Mhm.
backbone, and not feeling the need to like bend it so that I can say like, "Hi, what's up, corporate people? We can have a
Yeah.
conversation as I'm your yoga teacher. I can talk more about the weather." Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. People like that, man. People like that.
So that was my little tidbits.
That's fair. I like that. I like those reflection points for sure. I feel like that's very on brand with, again, the astrological forecast of this month, of this year, and probably of your year with like your solar return and everything.
Oh yeah, you did say that because I'm about to be like 27. Yeah.
This is about to be real interesting, that's for sure.
Yeah, honestly, I just feel like I've just been wanting to be alone. Like, I don't want to be bothered by nobody. I don't want to be anywhere. Um, yeah, I just want to be, I don't know. I don't even know where I want to be. I just want to be somewhere.
Careful with that though, because that's also a coping mechanism of like self isolating, cutting people off.
I know. I know.
I know. Yeah. Yeah. I feel like that.
That one seems a little healthier than my other ones. So,
Oh. You know how to take care of yourself the best. That's all that matters.
oh, I'm not gonna answer that, but yeah,
Yeah,
I would hope so.
you know.
I think so. Depends on the mental state of mind you're catching me in. Some days I think are better than others. Other times I'm just like, yeah, this will do it for now.
Yeah, that's fair. I think that's everyone though.
We're humans. Like, what can
Yeah.
we do? We're
Yeah.
not perfect.
Exactly. Exactly. You just have to do the best that you can in that day for sure. Uh, but yeah, guys. This Sunday. Well, this podcast is coming out after, anyways. But this Sunday
Yeah.
is our affinity group, our third meeting. Of course, we do hope to see you at future affinity groups if you don't end up making it this Sunday. Um, First and last Sunday of the month is what we're doing for our affinity group. So make sure you give it a little
Hmm.
check out, and go to the link below. Check it out. See what's happening. Come to a meeting, either in person or on Zoom. And yeah, just like hang out with the girls.
Honestly.
And we have all of our socials below. We have our Substacks, our TikTok, Instagram, all of the things. So make sure you're always checking out what's happening below. And we hope that you stay safe. We hope that you have a good life now. And
Yeah.
bye.
Bye.